welcome everyone to my driving video of this 2004 Jaguar XJ8. Love to present cars to you all and show you what they're all about, tell you about their history, and get your comments and feedbacks and suggestions for anything you want to say. So I want to take you around the outside real quick before we hop in and go take this for a drive. This only has 102,000 miles. This has only had one family owner. It's been garage kept. It hasn't been smoked in. It's been lovingly cared for. It has a ton of receipts and records to back up how nice it is and how well it's been documented and cared for. I'm going to tell you about it as we go drive it, but I always like to show the outside real quick so you can see what we're driving as we go drive. But a wonderful, wonderful car with just over 102,000 miles. Wonderful. Topaz metallic on the outside and sand beige leather on the inside. It is in absolutely remarkable condition, inside, outside, every which way. There are very, very few flaws on this car, and it's riding on beautiful Michelin tires. So we're going to go take it for a drive now, and if you will join me, that's what we're going to do right now. So here we go. All right, and here we go. What a beautiful, beautiful luxury automobile. Steering is smooth but relatively effortless. Seats are incredibly comfortable. Seats fit me perfect in these cars. I always fit really well in British cars myself. I fit really well in Land Rovers and Jaguars. Works for me. Just the right amount of firmness and cushion, but still hugging you in the seat. As I mentioned, and if you didn't see all the details of, take a look at my walk-around video on my channel of this car with a lot more detail and in-depth look at the inside, the outside, the engine compartment, listening to the engine, revving up the engine. So take a look at that as well. But 102,000 miles on this beautiful car. It's about 5,300 miles per year, when really it should have about 240,000 miles on the odometer. Simple math. 12,000 miles a year would be about 240. So this car is way back of where it should be, way less than what it should be. Great fuel mileage on the road. Speaking of Range Rovers, great fuel mileage on the road, 28 miles to the gallon on the freeway in this, and what a great road car it is. I mentioned on the walk-around video, just like other flagship series cars like an Audi A8 or a BMW 7 Series or things like this, this car is right up there with that. Definitely big, luxurious, comfortable on the road. Smooth delivery of power from the V8, 4.2 liter V8 in this car, 294 horsepower, which was kind of big for 2004, really. So was rain sensing wipers, which the car has. So was power adjustable pedals and side airbags all the way from the front to the rear. But this is also a 6-speed transmission. So when we get out on the freeway, you'll see how low the RPMs are at freeway speed, which is nice. More like, that is something I do enjoy, like on modern cars, that they have more speeds in the transmission, which bring down those RPMs at freeway speeds. This car is so quiet and everything's so clean. You're gonna hear my shoe rubbing against the squeaky clean floor mat down here. You can hear my hand on the steering wheel like this, so I'm just making sure you're aware of those sounds. It runs and drives fantastically, and there is nothing negative about this car, cosmetically, mechanically, in any which way. It does everything right, everything works, cruise control works. I'll demonstrate that when we get out on the freeway. As I mentioned on the walk around video, just briefly real fast, just had a fresh oil service, has a brand new battery, also just had an alignment, so the alignment is absolutely perfect, and we're riding on beautiful Michelin tires that are only a couple of years old, so these nice Michelin tires are superb for a car like this. Over $60,000 when this car was new. Pretty amazing. I believe, and I think I said on the walk around video, that number would easily be over $100,000 today for this equivalent car, or just simply converting $60,000 from 2004 to 2023 would certainly yield a much bigger number. But this right now is so much car for the money. It's crazy. This is so much car. This has the looks, this has the style, this has the grace. Look at that beautiful Mini Cooper, kind of a cousin of sorts. British car. Yeah, look at his license plate, R55 Mini, that's cool. R55 is the internal code, secret code number of, look at the old Range Rover. British cars everywhere. That was a Range Rover, actually about the same age as this Jaguar. That was about a 2000, no newer than a 2006, I think. Yeah, 2006, I think. Range Rover. So that was probably like a 2004, 2005. So about the same age as this. R55 on the Mini Cooper is the secret internal model code name. It's like a code name for that car, in case you didn't know. There's 55, 56 Minis. I like Mini Coopers, and they were originally a British car, but now those newer ones are all BMW. Still great cars. I've owned 3 of them. We're going to head towards the freeway, but if you want to fast forward to the freeway segment, obviously feel free, and you'll see driving on the freeway. But yes, what a remarkable car that this is, and wonderful to drive on the freeway, wonderful to drive anywhere, but you know, this is a timeless classic. Most people that don't know cars don't really know what year stuff is, like how I just quickly knew that Range Rover was from whatever time period. Most people don't know. Most people look at this Jaguar and say, oh, it's just a beautiful Jaguar. They'd have no idea that it was the age that it is. It's like a fine watch. Fine watches never go out of style. Fine automobiles, same thing. Never go out of style, in my opinion. And the more you take care of it, the more it will take care of you. That's the truth. Speaking of taking care of, when I get to a point, I can share some, probably right now. This car has had a lot of care and maintenance that I talked about in its history on the walk around video, but in September of 2022, it had brake fluid flushed and changed, the coolant flushed and changed, power steering fluid flushed and changed, the rear differential fluid flushed and changed, new spark plugs at that time. The Michelin tires were installed in 2020, so they're not terribly old, and they've got lots of tread, like 8/32, I believe it was. Yeah, 8/32 tread remaining on those. Had some new tie rods around that time. Also had a transmission fluid and filter change in 2021. forgetting? Oh, a new fuel pump and fuel pump module in 2022, early 2022. I'm cheating and looking at my notes that are sitting on the passenger seat. A lot of that was from memory. The fuel pump and module was in early 2022. That was about $1,000 job. The other fluid maintenance service that I just talked about that was done not very long ago, along with the new spark plugs, was about another $1,000. It's had regular care and oil changes throughout its life. And then another big improvement that was back in 2015, but still should be a lifetime improvement. This car has had the air suspension. I talked about this extensively on the walk around video, but this car has had the air suspension removed and a Strutmaster's conversion kit installed. So if you're unfamiliar, or if you drive any European branded vehicle like a Range Rover, a Mercedes-Benz, lots of Audis, Porsches, a lot of European cars have air suspensions, and this company Strutmasters does a real nice job of doing conversion kits where you can change it back, or change it from the way it was originally built with an air suspension back to a conventional strut and coil spring setup, which is a normal traditional suspension, and it's basically forever because you're getting rid of the air components, which only have a certain life expectancy. So that's been done to this car. It was done in 2015. It was done at a cost of about $2,000. So everything that's been done on this car is a huge improvement and benefit, and will certainly be certainly provide a new owner just years and years of trouble-free maintenance on this. So smooth and so quiet, just great delivery of power in this car. Love it, love it, love it, love it. We're getting very close to the freeway. Don't mean to bore you, but I used to take out this middle part of driving, but I thought more recently, why not leave it in? Then you get to see some more cities, some going around some roundabouts, see how people don't know how to drive. I'm holding a camera and I still am more alert than half the people that I see. The Jaguar cat on the prow of this vehicle is, they call that the Jaguar the Leaper, because he's leaping off of the hood, he or she. It's predominantly displayed on the hood or on the prow of this Jaguar. Rolls-Royce likes to call the hood of the car the prow. I think it's inappropriate for any car, really, but the bonnet is the British word for hood or front, although it's interesting when you open the hood on this car, it says hood open on the display. I wish it would say bonnet open, but maybe it does on the ones in England. The bonnet in the front and the boot in the back. My grandmother was born and lived in England for a time before she came here to the United States. So I have some British heritage in my history. Must be why I like these cars and Land Rovers. All right, here we go onto the freeway, and hopefully it won't be too congested and we can get up to some higher freeway speed. Please leave your comments, your suggestions, your subscriptions, anything you'd like to say. I'd appreciate it. I like to see and read them. I like to hear how you think I could do something better or different, and I certainly like to hear when you tell me about how my video helped you in some way or another, to see how something drives, to learn about a feature or a function, or just some piece of random history that I talk about, or anything. So I like to hear it all. There we are at 75 miles per hour, nice and smooth, straight. There's a Range Rover coming quick on our tail, another Range Rover, another British friend, so we'll move over and let him go by. It's smooth, it's straight, it's quiet, there's no shaking or shimmying or anything like this out of this car. That's a pretty Range Rover. Seen a lot of Range Rovers on this video. Now we need to see some other Jaguars. Cruise control here. It'll say cruise engaged when you set the cruise. So there's the cruise set at 73 miles per hour. And it is working. My feet are not on the pedals. If you notice the little bit of moisture on the floor mat at any part of this video, I mentioned on the other video that the carpet is still a little damp from when it was detailed, just mildly damp, but I'll be making sure it gets dry and removing those floor mats at the conclusion of this video. But cruise control is going. Here we go, speed up a little bit. Up to 75 again right there. Back behind the Range Rover. Cruise control works great. So nice. So nice, so quiet. Even over the bumps like that bridge right there, it just, even without that air suspension and having the normal suspension, I didn't say this when I commented about that on this video, but I think I did on the other one. I don't believe there's any sacrifice in ride quality or comfort, because even going over that bridge back there, which I know to be a bit bumpy, this still just nicely took the road and took the bumps and went over it. And as we cruise here on nice smooth blacktop, this is just a remarkable ride in this car. Smooth and wonderful all the way. We're going to get off at this exit here, and we will exit here and then turn around and go back the same way we just came. So I'm going to keep recording because I have to drive back anyway, but keep following along. I do appreciate your views and comments and subscriptions, of course. I really find it fascinating how many people like to watch my driving videos, and I appreciate that, and hopefully it's enjoyable footage and commentary to you. Listen how quiet it is. I'm gonna say this and see if anybody leaves a comment, since we're sitting at a red light. But anybody that's watching at this very moment, are you familiar with the Jerky Boys? Because they are definitely a source of my humor in many ways, and a lot of things in their calls I think about daily on different things that happen. But when I see the Jaguar cat looking at me, it makes me think about Saul Rosenberg and his cat, and how he talked about the cat hissing and at him, and just curious if Anybody leaves a comment that listens to me say that, how much you may enjoy the Jerky Boys as much as I do. One of his personas, the Egyptian magician, has a cat he talks about too. It's funny stuff. Funny stuff. Here we go. Can't go too quick because the police were hanging out over here on this side, but this car just gets up to speed so nicely. Such just fantastic power. I mean, I love a V8. I don't really care much for a 4-cylinder with a turbo. I don't care how much horsepower it makes, and I don't care how efficient that it is. A nice, healthy V8 that can, oh, police are gone. A nice V8 that's just a naturally aspirated 8-cylinder engine that can just make power and do what you need it to do is fantastic. And this is definitely that. This is plenty of power for this car, and it does everything right. Miles an hour now behind this Volkswagen here. Let's get over here. Yep, there's 80, 81. Smooth and nice. Oh, and I forgot to say, look here. So I forgot to say on the way down the freeway the other way, 70 some miles an hour. RPMs are just under 2,000, so that 6-speed transmission is just fantastic. And at a nice cruising speed, I mean, I'm speeding technically, but on some freeways you may be able to go 75 or so. So at 75 miles an hour right there, we're still just under 2,000 RPMs. That is glorious, and again, remarkable for 2004 that it does that, or that it was engineered this way. A lot of cars in 2004 were 5-speed transmission for sure. So smooth and nice, and that's of course, as you probably well know, but that's how the car, this car can get 28 miles per gallon, because when you're cruising on the freeway and the RPMs are so low, the car is going to get amazing mileage. I mean, this is getting almost as good of mileage on the freeway as a few year older than this Honda Accord. A 2002 Honda Accord is rated at like 30 miles per gallon on the freeway, so this is only 2 miles to the gallon less, and it's a whole lot more luxury. So smooth and nice. "23 minutes of driving. Are you sick of hearing me talk yet?" I mean, I just kind of talk about what I want to talk about, and talk about things that hopefully you want to hear. And obviously nobody's here to listen at the moment when I'm making the footage. If we get to this red light quickly, I will show you Here's the original window sticker. It's a little bit weirdly folded over the years, but 70 years of Jaguar legendary performance and design. So all the different Jaguar cars, $60,900, basically $61,000 when it was new. There's the fuel mileage information and the standard equipment stuff, but wonderful, wonderful. This car not only has low mileage and has been well cared for and has all those new parts, but it also has window sticker, both original keys, and all the stuff, owner's manuals. This is a beauty. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Got caught at this light. Hope you've enjoyed my video. I sincerely appreciate your views, your subscriptions, your comments, your anything you want to say. Comments, suggestions, subscriptions, all of the above. Please feel free to leave it, say it, show it, tell it. I really do appreciate you guys watching, and I appreciate anything you'd like to share with me, and I get lots of satisfaction in that you have enjoyed my video. So until next time, I try to make everyone better than the previous one. So until next time, I'm gonna cut it off here because I think that's plenty of driving and plenty of talking. So have a great day, and I will see you next time, and definitely check out the walk around video of this Jaguar as well, because this is a remarkable car to see. So have a great day. Bye-bye.